Paula.
Hi, can I talk to you about the AAUP, or more accurately, get you to sign up as a member of the AAUP?
Well, I'm always willing to listen.
Okay. Did you get the letter that a group of us sent out, some of our colleagues here?
Got the letter. I even read it. In fact, if I dig through this pile, I might even be able to find it.
Oh yeah, I think I see it there. Yeah.
But I really wasn't sure what to do about it, and mainly because AAUP seems to me, it's great, it's fine, but it's mainly concerned with threats to academic freedom and tenure. And last time I checked, we still had those here.
Well, how recently did you check? I think that given the case at Minnesota, did you follow that at all?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's an institution very much like our own.
True.
And I think really out of the blue, I think they were astonished to suddenly have things that they had taken for granted eroded, and it actually galvanized the faculty there into, they ended up working with the National AAUP, forming a local chapter, and actually very effectively undermining many of those assaults on tenure and on academic freedom, on all kinds of things. Those are still there. I think that we are not facing a crisis of that kind, but we could. Numerous things could change at any point. And in addition to that, there are less dramatic changes that are going on here that do compromise a number of those things in ways that I think we aren't fully able to track, but that are certainly going to affect our students who go to other institutions and may well affect people here. I think all around the country, at research institutions as well as the colleges that we read about in the Chronicle of Higher Education, faculty governance is being undermined in a variety of ways, and through administrative policies, some of the things that we've thought of as our own jobs are being taken over by other people. So just one example of that, well, two examples. One is the post-tenure review process that's being undertaken here.
Yeah.
Now that could be a disaster. Some local faculty have been looking at it, and I think we'll be able to head off some of the sort of worst aspects of it. But it's something that we all have to be concerned about. Retirement policy is another thing we need to be concerned about. And then something right here in the med school, I think you were on the executive committee when the dean tried to foist on us that horrible sexual harassment policy that sort of completely ignored the fact that one of the things we do in medical schools is teach about the human body, and that some aspects of the human body may make students, even medical students, uncomfortable, especially if they have to learn how to do pelvic exams and genital exams. And it just ignored that. So I ended up bringing up in the AAUP's policy, which spoke exactly to that, which gave us the kind of protection of content that we need. So I think, I think there are many things the AAUP does that are absolutely relevant to us.
Okay, I can see that. But the way I see my position is that my life centers in my lab. Okay, and my lab isn't really dependent on just what happens on this campus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is in a way, but my professional life revolves just as much around the whole field of microbiology, life sciences, relationship to agencies like NIH.
Right.
And I don't see where AAUP comes into that.
Yeah, well, of course, those things are connected in the sense that, what the NIH does then has to go through what the university does, and so something like indirect costs and who gets them, how they're allocated, is very much an interaction between NIH policy and U of I policy, and that's something that we do want to look at. But I think even more generally, the AAUP, I was actually amazed when I began looking into all the stuff they were doing. They're very much involved at the national level. They do, they have a whole lobbying effort that is incredibly well organized. They have big briefing books. They will teach you how to go to your congressperson and talk about the need for science and what science is all about and how you want NIH's budget higher for next year. All those kinds of things they have organized. They're things that our professional organizations try to do, but I don't think they do it nearly as well as the AAUP does. And the AAUP is also, of the organizations I know, they're the ones who are concerned about the fact that science policy is increasingly being made by non-scientists. I mean, not just dingbats in Congress, but other people as well. That the Office of Technology Assessment was shut down, you know, a truly honest agency in the midst of all this, all these cutbacks. And so I think you know, they're the ones who are looking at the big picture, and they're putting together the assaults on academic freedom with scientific misconduct, with NIH budgeting, with all those things that are important, including the freedom to teach what we want and the freedom to pursue the kind of research that we want, not encumbered by what its outcome is going to be, whether it's applied, whether it has practical results immediately, and all those things that that the public is often concerned about.
Well, I understand that, and I certainly feel the pressures that are coming from the universities, looking more and more for outside alliances with
Yeah, it's real
industry, and
problematic. Yeah.
you know, they're asking, you know, what kind of patents they're going to get out of my research.
Exactly.
I know that, and I'm particularly aware of how that bears on my graduate students, because a higher percentage of them are going to be taking jobs in industry, and
Right, and also at institutions that may be not so well.
that are not going to be research institutions. Sure,
Right.
but you know, maybe you ought to be talking to them more than to me.
Well, an excellent point, actually. What would be ideal, in fact, is if both of us, as members of AAUP, could talk to them. In fact, I think that graduate students are probably a lot better organized these days than faculty are. I think they're addressing these issues. I don't know if you've followed the graduate students' unionizing effort on campus, but it's incredibly well informed. And the AAUP, indeed, is seeing that same thing and is taking a lot more interest in graduate students and seeing about organizing with them. And but I think it's not sufficient to say, well, let's let the AAUP take care of our graduate students. I mean, we're the ones who have to be
Okay.
involved in all of this. I have some. I have a particular thing I wanted to point out to you. This is Academe is the journal of the AAUP. It's really excellent, and this is one issue that's on science.
Yeah.
That's really good. And also this brochure is on the AAUP and research institutions, and it summarizes the stuff I've been talking about, the lobbying, the legal stuff that they do, and the different organizations that they have affiliations with. What do you say? Have I convinced you?